A navigation meeting is about to begin on the Express to discuss potential destinations. The attendees gather while noting one member is resting in the party car. The atmosphere is casual as they prepare to review their options for the next stop. Pop-Pom presents 3 destination options: the oceanic planet Lushaka, the agate world Melustinite, and most intriguingly, the mysterious eternal land called Amphorius. Amphorius stands out as it is not in any databank and has never been explored before. The group must consider their fuel situation carefully. The group unanimously agrees that Amphorius is the most exciting choice, despite being completely unknown. They reason that since the other options aren't particularly safe anyway, they might as well choose the adventure of exploring an uncharted world. The decision is made official. Amphorius will be their next destination. This journey represents a significant departure from their usual travel along established routes. The opportunity to add a completely new destination to the astral charts has everyone buzzing with excitement. It's a rare chance to venture beyond known territory. A discussion reveals that Amphorius holds special significance for memory collection. It's described as a treasure hidden behind glass, requiring trailblazing to pierce through its misty veil and uncover its memories. The expedition carries important implications for preserving unknown memories. Amphorius is revealed to be surrounded by chaotic matter that makes it invisible to conventional space travel. Through special magic, they can see it has 3 mysterious paths, remembrance being one of them. The other paths remain unknown, but are believed to be equally powerful. An unexpected complication arises when one team member experiences sudden weakness after the warp. This appears to be related to external stimuli from Amphorius itself, possibly connected to its paths or mysterious nature. Medical expertise suggests keeping the affected member away from the planet. To aid in the exploration, a special car equipped with thrusters is prepared for the trailblazing mission. This vehicle is designed to safely transport explorers through Amphorius' atmosphere and find a secure landing spot. It's emphasized that this is a special circumstance for detaching from the Express. The scene opens in an uncertain situation with heightened tension. The atmosphere is tense as characters navigate through what appears to be a dangerous environment. Combat encounters begin to unfold with various enemies, requiring quick tactical responses and defensive maneuvers. A diplomatic exchange occurs where someone expresses peaceful intentions while warning about the dangers of carrying weapons in the abyss. They explain that soldiers serving the Strife Titan pose a serious threat and won't stop until they defeat all invaders. There is concern about putting innocent people at risk through provocative actions. The conversation reveals skepticism about trustworthiness since the arrivals appeared suddenly. Even without weapons, their powerful presence causes concern. Characters named Hainon and Snowy are introduced, with some tension over Hainon's actions and a damaged weapon. The situation begins to diffuse as they realize they're all human. Two characters introduce themselves as Trebai from Yanisopoulos and Snowy. Apologies are exchanged for earlier suspicious behavior. The discussion reveals they are rescuing refugees and escorting them to the holy city of Akima. Finan from Ides Elysiae is also introduced, and some weapon trading occurs to build trust. A conflict arises regarding seeking help from the Christosers. The priests of Yanis struggle with the idea of being confined to one place, though they've lost many to Nicodor's forces. There is debate about finding safety in Akima, with some believing nowhere is safe during the end times. The group prepares for a significant ritual or miracle. They perform a prayer to Ornix, seeking judgment and asking to stir memories of the past. However, something goes wrong during the ceremony, leading to a tense situation and eventual combat. The story explains the current era as a time of strife before the world's end. Ancient gods of Amphorius have become humanity's enemies. Special priests with golden blood received blessings from fate titans, allowing them to manipulate reality through awakening shadows of the past. An ancient creation myth is recounted through poetic verses, describing how laughter and life were bestowed upon the world. The tale speaks of Kefali, a divine father figure who watches over humanity, and describes golden rivers flowing through heroic legacies. The story shifts to a journey involving dromas, which are described as gentle mountain-traveling creatures that serve as humanity's loyal companions. These creatures have mystical white stone humps that supposedly contain their ill tempers, blessed by the Earth Titan. First-time riders can easily control them with proper guidance. A group reflects on their recent musical performance after a period of exile. Despite concerns about rusty skills, their ancient ballads were well received. The performance sparked nostalgia for more peaceful times and renewed hope that Amphorius could be saved from doom. The existence of the holy city Akima, the last human city, is discussed as a sanctuary from suffering. A dramatic battle scene unfolds where brave fighters defend against threats. News arrives that the mad king Nicodor has returned, bringing strife and conflict to Akima. Warriors inside the city continue fighting as fate guides them forward in their mission. The situation in the holy city escalates as Nicodor launches a surprise attack. Though catastrophic, the city was somewhat prepared due to a prophecy. Leaders like Mr. Nalda seek shelter, while others stay to fight. The Kremnos air warriors employ powerful but indiscriminate attacks in the battle. A group called Triane arrives to assist in the battle. They are tasked with evacuating citizens to safety using the Century Gate. Despite their childish nature, they are described as experienced Kremnos heirs and trusted pillars of Akima. Intense combat continues, with skilled warriors facing off against powerful foes. Concerns arise about potential damage to the holy city from the fighting. Strategic discussions occur about protecting citizens while eliminating invaders. The action moves to Marmorial Market, a crucial residential area in the holy city. Careful strategy is needed to avoid civilian casualties. A character named Castrum, the city mortician, guides others toward Nicodor's location while maintaining strict safety protocols. A dramatic confrontation is taking place where someone offers their opponent an honorable warrior's death in combat. The scene unfolds with intense action as various combat maneuvers and counterattacks are exchanged. The fighters engage in a fierce battle with commands being issued and tactical decisions being made. Lady Aglia's wisdom about avoiding unnecessary conflict is recalled. A key strategic decision is made where Miss Castrum stays behind to protect the city, while others are instructed to head to the final battlefield. The city has been evacuated of civilians, following Lady Aglia's instructions to prevent civilian casualties. The scene shifts to Memorial Palace and the Lance of Fury. The legendary Nicodor is described as an incredibly intimidating force that could terrify both allies and enemies alike. The Strife Titan's fearsome reputation is explained. Facing this terror is considered the ultimate test of a warrior's courage. There's a discussion about Titans being revered across different worlds. The group prepares to face the embodiment of strife, with their resolve remaining strong despite the menacing threat ahead. They are tasked with continuing the god's duty of protecting Amphorius' inhabitants. A strategic plan is revealed regarding Nicodor's fortress that had disappeared into the fog. The attack on Akima is explained as an opportunity to uncover their hiding place and launch a counterattack. The Holy City had anticipated this attack and used it to their advantage. The setting moves to Marmorial Palace's public baths, where the newcomers are about to learn about Amphorius' history. The baths contain special spirit water blessed by the ocean titan that can reveal the past. The water is described as having the power to guide people back through time. Through the spirit water, the ancient history of the world is revealed. It tells of 3 gods who created space, time, and laws, followed by 3 more who formed the skies, earth, and ocean. The story continues with Cephali creating humans using golden blood and clay. The Golden Age is described as a time of prosperity where civilizations flourished without suffering or death. However, this paradise was shattered by 3 calamities: trickery, strife, and death. This led to wars fought in the gods' names and ultimately resulted in a world heading toward destruction. A history lesson about Amphorius begins, describing how it started as a ball of chaos. 3 different groups of titans played crucial roles: the Fate Titans, who wrote laws; the Foundation Titans, who created the world, earth, ocean, and skies; and the Creation Titans, who gave life to humans. The story takes a dark turn when 3 troublesome titans arrived, bringing disaster. This led to intense conflict between the titans and their followers, resulting in widespread fighting and suffering throughout the world. The prolonged war caused great disturbance to all inhabitants. A tripartite prophecy emerged unexpectedly, revealing the only way to end the war: assembling powerful heroes to challenge the 12 titans and reignite their core flames. This would calm their divine anger and restore peace. These heroes became known as the Kremnos heirs. Aglia the Gold Weaver introduces herself as a dressmaster and one of the Kremnos heirs. In a sacred bath setting, she reveals deeper truths about Amphorius through a ritual involving golden threads of Nestia, which bind people to speak truthfully. The true history reveals that the Titan pantheon became corrupted by a mysterious power, driving most Titans into madness. This led to eternal night covering Amphorius, with only Akima remaining illuminated thanks to Kephali's protection. The Kremnos heirs must defeat the Titans and reclaim their core flames. The scene shifts to interactions with locals who recognize the warrior's abilities. A significant moment occurs when one demonstrates natural talent with Ornix's prayers, causing excitement among the citizens who view it as a miracle. This suggests special capabilities that could help their mission. The warriors receive teleslates, communication devices that work within Agi's web of golden threads in Akima. The city shows technological advancement with systems for currency exchange using Talentan scales. This demonstrates Akima's sophisticated infrastructure despite their troubles. We meet Damianis, a well-known explorer in the Holy City who helps with photography using a photo stone. Despite encountering unfamiliar technology, Damianis quickly adapts and assists in capturing moments of their journey through Akima. Someone inquires about mysterious newcomers, wondering if they are truly from beyond the sky, as refugees claim Lord Phenon brought people from above. They mention Thalassopolis and express excitement at potentially finding proof of a world beyond their own. The conversation ends with a warm welcome to Akima for these warriors of Thalassopolis. A deep discussion occurs about moving beyond past trauma, particularly directed at Kremnos heir. Someone named Cartonis advises about bearing the weight of the core flame and the need to bury the past and suspend pain. The conversation reveals internal struggles with letting go. A meeting takes place where compensation is provided, including a repaired spear worked on by a famous grand craftsman from the Holy City. An apology is offered for previous offenses, and there is discussion about the impressive craftsmanship of the original spear maker. The tripartite prophecy of Amphorius is discussed, along with the mission of the Kremnos heirs. The prophecy is described as miraculous, with theories about it being whispers from Kephali before eternal slumber. The Skyfather's role in creating Kremnos Arena through scattered divine blood is mentioned. Nicodor introduces themselves as a soldier trained from youth, chosen by prophecy to pursue the Lance of Fury. Their goal is to break the lance and claim the core flame of strife. The conversation shifts to lighter topics, including exchanging teleslate contacts. The scene moves to the dwelling of the Dramasis, where guests are welcome to feed and interact with these creatures. The feed consists of dry red soil, and the Dramasis appear to enjoy the interaction, particularly being petted by visitors. A photo session occurs with the Dramasis, featuring discussion of photostone technology, aperture settings, and filters. The photographer helps capture black and white photos, showing technical knowledge of both traditional and modern photography methods. A heated discussion about an heirloom takes place, with disagreement over its authenticity. Someone suggests getting West Theodorus for an appraisal, offering to prove the item's nature through burning it, which the owner strongly opposes. The topic shifts to the rosy celestial maiden, sparking poetic admiration and romantic declarations. Some compare her to Nestia and view her as a divine gift, while others doubt her existence and warn against spreading unverified information. A chase scene unfolds heading toward the Garden of Life, causing disruption at the Kremnos Arena's baths. The commotion interferes with local business operations, creating tension and confusion among those present. In the Garden of Life, a dramatic scene unfolds as someone questions the defiling of gods. The wise Circes is mentioned, with beliefs that their wisdom should be shared equally by all. An explorer named Damionis announces bold plans to touch the sky using wings, believing in a world beyond. A tense confrontation occurs where Damionis acknowledges hidden truths, but remains determined to proceed with their ambitious sky-touching plan. Despite attempts at persuasion, they stubbornly maintain their resolve to follow through on their words. A shocking revelation occurs when Damionis discovers the truth about visitors from beyond the sky. This leads to talks of interrogation and concerns about spreading rumors, particularly about a rosy celestial maiden. A suggestion is made to distract from these rumors by sharing more interesting stories. The scene shifts to a lighter moment involving snacks and treats, including sour melon candies, butter cookies, and stuffed grape leaves. These are described as favorites of various individuals, creating a moment of temptation and sharing. A confrontation with a mighty lion figure who claims to see and hear everything in the streets occurs. The lion engages in gossip and faces accusations of encouraging despicable acts and fabrications for entertainment, leading to threats of being turned to iron dust. The narrative moves to a waiting scene where characters discuss their delayed arrival and strange accidents. They mention the Gate of Infinity and taking photos, leading to philosophical discussions about the impossibility of recreating the past. News about deserters and a mysterious moving city-state called Castrum Kremnos is discussed. The conversation shifts to lighter topics and the presentation of a gift, a private bath chamber, as recognition for protecting the holy city. A special ceremonial vessel called the Walsh Basin is presented, belonging to the Kremnos heirs. This leads to revelations about ancient ocean priests and a mysterious place called the Vortex of Genesis, described as a great sanctuary housing divine power. The atmosphere becomes serious as an interrogation begins. Concerns about broken promises and the fragile fate of the holy city are raised. A final chance is offered through the judgment of a golden thread, with life or death hanging in the balance. A tense interrogation scene unfolds where Castrum is appointed as executioner. The scene reveals that historically in Amphorius, those who attempted to reach beyond the skies faced divine punishment. A past civilization that built skyships was completely destroyed when they tried to breach the firmament, demonstrating the gods' harsh consequences for such actions. The interrogation continues with strict rules. Castres must take 3 steps forward based on truthful or dishonest answers. 4 questions will be asked, and if Castres reaches the subjects after all questions, their journey ends peacefully in their sleep. This test determines if the Outlanders can remain as guests in Akima. The 4-question interrogation begins, examining the Outlanders' motives for coming to Amphorius and helping Akima. Questions also probe whether they could turn against Akima, and if they would use their mysterious power to help slay the gods. Their mostly honest answers allow them to pass the test. The Outlanders earn a second chance through their honesty and may stay in Akima as guests, though they must not repeat their previous actions. It becomes clear the interrogator will use any means necessary to protect Amphorius from potential threats, even if seen as heartless. Finan speaks up in defense of the Outlanders, sharing positive experiences fighting alongside them. Another warrior, Castoros, also vouches for them. This testimony from 2 respected figures helps ease tensions and leads to their acceptance in the community. The scene shifts to the Vortex of Genesis, where important secrets of Amphorius are revealed. The astral zodiac displays 12 parts representing the Kremnos heir's journey, with illuminated constellations showing restored core flames and vacant signs representing the Titans of Amphorius. The history of the Kremnos Ares is explained, including how Aglia and Trebe united their heirs globally. The complex mission involves bringing down Titans, retrieving core flames, and filling vacant seats to prevent world collapse, with demigods serving as both human and divine beings. A heartfelt invitation is extended to join the Kremnos heirs in hunting Nicodor and retrieving the core flame from the Titan of Strife. The prophecy remains mysterious, but tends to favor those in dire circumstances, bestowing miracles upon them. The ancient history of the Kremnos heirs is revealed, dating back millennia. The legendary Kremnos War, though backed by gods, resulted in massive bloodshed and loss of heroes. The tales have now become more legend than history. 2 companions are taking time to recharge their energy before continuing on their journey. The atmosphere is peaceful and relaxed as they rest together, sharing a moment of tranquility and rejuvenation. Aggie, who serves as an interpreter of prophecy, is discussing important campaign matters. There are concerns about maintaining people's confidence and resolve. A conversation reveals Aggie's earlier test of others' resolve by threatening banishment and execution, which was meant to strengthen bonds and test perseverance. A deep discussion about fate and prophecy unfolds. The prophecy of deliverance is described as ambiguous, encouraging defiance of gods while being unclear about the future. The speakers acknowledge they will eventually step aside, leaving Amphorius' fate to others. They emphasize the importance of preparing for times when people's faith might waver. Important news arrives about Castrum Kremnos, whose location has finally been confirmed after years hidden in fog. A mission is announced for the Kremnos heirs to defeat Nicodor and retrieve the cool flame of strife. This challenging quest requires careful selection of participants. Strategic decisions are made about who will participate in the battle. Due to various threats and risks, some key figures must remain behind to protect the Holy City. The final team is carefully selected, balancing offensive capabilities and tactical advantages. The expedition party is officially announced, including Finan from Edis Elisi, Mighty from Castrum Kremnos, and a guest from the Outlands. Aglia, a Kremnos heir and demigod, blesses their journey. The team prepares to set out through a gate opened by Tryon. The team arrives at Castrum Kremnos, finding it eerily quiet and corrupted. Once a mighty fortress, it now shows signs of decline. The outer city corridor, previously heavily guarded, stands empty. The warriors reflect on the historical significance of their mission. The history of Castrum Kremnos is revealed as Nicodor's ancient territory, described as a massive moving fortress built by followers. It was known for strict discipline and military might, following the Lance of Fury into countless battles before its decline. Approaching the Acropolis through a gate, the area is filled with corrupted soldiers who have fallen to depravity. A broken bridge built by convicts blocks the path forward, showing signs of poor craftsmanship. The structural weakness represents both physical and metaphorical resistance from those who oppose the regime. The legendary Blade of Fury comes into view, a massive sword Nicodor used to conquer kingdoms. It's said that souls of fallen warriors strengthen the blade, making it a symbol of Kremnoan faith and power. Despite claims of invincibility, there were notable losses in the Kremnos War, though some considered defeat through plotting as dishonorable compared to battlefield losses. A competition is proposed to recreate the original Kremnos festival. Whoever defeats the most Titan kin earns the right to deliver the final blow to Nicodor. The challengers take separate paths, with one getting a sporting 10-step head start. The competition begins with friendly rivalry and banter. The competition reveals deeper emotions, particularly homesickness for Kremnos. Despite the ruins, the city represents freedom and glory to its people. The competitive spirit drives both challengers forward as they navigate the dangerous terrain and face increasingly difficult foes. An iron chain bridge appears, crackling with supernatural lightning. One challenger takes the lead with 6 defeats, while the other must solve the puzzle of crossing safely. Both demonstrate impressive agility and balance, crossing the perilous gap above an endless abyss. A dusty lounge area is discovered, containing remnants of civilian life in the warrior city. A mysterious proverb slate written in ancient Kremnoan language is found, along with a voice recording device that becomes an interesting souvenir of the journey. The path becomes blocked by creatures showing no honor, even turning against their own kind. An iron ball obstacle requires the use of Ornix's miracle to proceed. A special instrument helps stabilize the connection with the 3 Titans of Fate. The group approaches the Blade of Fury, arriving at the famous Kremnos Arena beneath it. This legendary battlefield represents a choice between glory and death. An intense gladiatorial-style combat ensues with impressive teamwork and savage attacks, accompanied by imagined roars of approval from phantom crowds. In an intense battle scene, 2 skilled gladiators demonstrate exceptional strength and perfect teamwork as they defeat every opponent that comes their way. Despite their impressive performance, the glory they sought remains elusive, as there is no sign of the Titan they were pursuing. The fighters discuss that the Titan is likely hiding in the soul-forging zone. A meaningful conversation takes place about friendship, particularly regarding someone named March 7th. The discussion highlights how true character is revealed through friendships, especially during difficult times. This wisdom, passed down from a teacher, emphasizes the rare and precious nature of completely trustworthy friends in turbulent periods. The group explores deeper into Kremnos, discovering multiple paths and exits. They discuss using an iron ball to break through obstacles, hoping it might lead to Castrum Kremnos' treasure vault. Everyone agrees the choice of path is open to preference, showing a collaborative decision-making process. The team uncovers a shocking discovery about Titan kin creation through soul forging, a process involving crafting and blood magic to bring soldiers to life. This explains Castrum Kremnos' continuous victory streak, as they can produce unlimited warriors using this method. The path forward becomes blocked, causing confusion about how others manage to pass. The team discovers a stone table belonging to Zagreus, the fallen titan of trickery and deception. Despite moral reservations, they decide to use Zagreus' magical hand artifact to overcome the obstacle. A tense negotiation unfolds as victory terms are discussed. Initially offering complete glory to the winners, the terms are revised to sharing half the spoils and tackling Nicodor together. The scene ends with the discovery of Chrysis Leo, a respected historical figure who served as top advisor to Castrum Kremnos, though they note with sadness that this once wise counselor has now lost their voice. In a mysterious encounter, someone reconnects with their old teacher Mighty Moss after many years. The conversation reveals deep respect and anticipation for this long-awaited reunion. The student eagerly seeks guidance from their wise mentor about an important matter. A dire situation is explained regarding Crown Prince Castrum Kremnos. Their civilization has collapsed, losing its people, traditions, and former glory. While their people have scattered and customs have faded, the warrior spirit remains intact despite the physical destruction. Things have taken a dark turn. Their deity has lost sanity and fallen from grace. Once a respected war symbol, they now scheme malevolently. There is an urgent plea to end their suffering honorably, allowing them to die as a warrior should. A mysterious slate is discovered that may connect to earlier warnings. This revelation explains a surprise attack on Akima, orchestrated by the Mad Titan. A debate ensues about whether to rescue Akima or continue the current mission toward Nicodor. The team decides to press forward rather than turn back, believing that defeating the evil at its source is the best strategy. They express confidence in Aglia and Tripi's ability to protect the Holy City with their demigod powers. The group enters an incredibly hot area called the Soul Forging Zone. The intense heat and strange thoughts create an oppressive atmosphere. Despite the deteriorating path, they remain determined to reach their destination. They encounter a Titankin who reveals concerning information about plans to destroy Akima. The creature appears barely rational, but provides crucial intel about Nicodor's involvement. A major revelation occurs. The Nicodor that attacked Akima was just a double, with potentially more existing in Castrum Kremnos. The Titan's power has severely diminished to less than a tenth of its former strength, leading to the creation of doubles to stabilize remaining power. Dark intentions are revealed through ritual-like declarations. The followers are being transformed into weapons for Nicodor, meant to destroy their enemies and reduce the world to ashes. This shows how deeply madness has corrupted their original purpose. An intense battle is beginning, with an ominous atmosphere filled with the scent of blood and lost souls. The fate that lies ahead is crucial and depends on what happens behind a mysterious door. The situation requires harnessing anger and regret into a focused intent to kill. A warrior who identifies as a Chrysos heir of prophecy from Kremnos makes a dramatic offer, trading 1,000 scars and 100 lives for the glorious death of their opponent. The battle begins with strategic attacks and counterattacks between the combatants. The battle intensifies as souls of war amass. The warriors show no intention of winning through conventional means, instead using repeated deaths to strengthen their blade, aiming to pierce through Kephali's body. This unconventional strategy represents a fall from grace for a tribal god. Two immortal warriors face off in what is described as a perfectly matched contest, a kingless ruler versus a fallen god. The battle is set to continue until the world's final breath, highlighting the epic scale of their confrontation. The scene shifts to a city where preparations are being made quietly to avoid causing panic among citizens. The Kremnos heirs consider it their duty to eliminate threats without alarming the population. The immediate concern is stopping a mad titan who threatens to reduce the holy city to ash. The focus turns to uncovering the mystery behind Nicodor's immortal body. A plan forms to seek answers from another titan named Ornix. The history reveals that Nicodor once valued honor, but descended into madness, betraying their allies and death itself. A group prepares to enter the abyss, heading toward the Temple of the Three Fates. They carry a special token from Iona's priest that will allow them passage through the Gate of Infinity. Their mission is crucial for both an individual named Mighty and all residents of Akima. The journey reaches a critical point as they approach Ornix's location at the heart of the temple. The world seems to be at a precipice, with everything having changed dramatically. The Titan Ornix makes their presence known, setting up a tense confrontation with potentially far-reaching consequences. A tense encounter begins as the group approaches a Titan named Ornix, who seems hostile to their presence. Miss Castres uniquely can understand the Titan's words. Ornix warns them to turn back and let themselves be consumed by the chaos of time and space, creating what appears to be a barrier in the ruins to stop them. The group continues trying to press forward despite Ornix's resistance. They begin performing miracles to counter the Titan's defenses, though there are questions about whether they're forcing the Titans to bend to their will. Multiple combat encounters ensue as they try to advance. They discover special miracle orbs used by time priests that reveal an inverse time dimension. The gate they need to pass only opens in the correct time dimension. The group attempts to use these orbs and summon miracles to find a way through. Background is revealed about the divine gates and the three titans of fate. Janus, the eldest titan, created the space of Amphorius but has fallen and given up their core flame. Their power was inherited by Trebai, a revered hero who is now a demigod. The group acknowledges the difficulty in getting Ornix's help. The ancient temple holds unknown dangers. Ornix issues a challenge, finally willing to communicate though still making progress difficult. The environment has changed from what was previously known. They encounter the Scales of Justice, connected to Talentan, the second titan of fate who created the world's governing laws. Like Janus, Talentan surrendered their core flame to a demigod called Kremnos, whose current location is unknown. The performance of miracles seems to cause pain to the Titans. The scales present both an entrance and a challenge that must be balanced. Miss Castres can feel Ornix's suffering due to her ability to understand the Titan. After completing the initial challenge, Ornix refuses to let them pass and presents another riddle. Find something that weighs more than the fate of Amphorius itself. They spot identical weights behind a gate that might help solve this puzzle. The group discovers a prophecy that might help unlock the way forward. They find stone platforms for the hand of Zagreus scattered around, which proves helpful in avoiding backtracking. Their efforts eventually succeed in moving forward. The scales have been validated once again as a mysterious challenge unfolds. Multiple attempts are made to solve it, with participants trying to find something that weighs more than the fate of the world. The challenge seems to require more than just brute force, as even heavy weapons prove ineffective. A tense confrontation occurs with Ornix, who is revealed to be a powerful being. The situation involves abandoned honor and threats of civilization destruction. Despite pleas for assistance against the madness of Nicodor, Ornix remains hesitant and defensive, viewing the group as potential threats. A surprising emotional shift occurs when Ornix begins calling out for Mother. This unexpected behavior creates an opportunity for connection, suggesting deeper emotional layers to the previously hostile entity. The group cautiously considers following Ornix's invitation to explore the past. The scene shifts to reveal scripted gatherings and temporary alliances. Important revelations about Kafka emerge, indicating significant sacrifices made to maintain unity. Warnings are given about loyalty and the importance of not disappointing Kafka. The atmosphere intensifies as combat preparations begin. A script dictates leaving no survivors, setting up for an inevitable confrontation. The tension builds as participants ready themselves for what appears to be a major battle. An epic battle commences with dramatic declarations. Fighters compare themselves to fireflies drawn to flames, fighting for loved ones. The stakes escalate as the conflict is framed as more than just a simple battle. It's described as a fight for paradise. The battle reaches its peak with intense action and adrenaline-fueled moments. Participants are reminded to stay focused on their breathing and maintain their composure. The fight continues with strategic movements and calculated strikes. As the conflict winds down, there are somber reflections about how good times never last. The scene concludes with farewell messages and mysterious communications, suggesting significant changes or endings approaching for those involved. A mysterious and unique creature appears, seemingly a gift from Ornix, a god from beyond the sky. This cute little creature has the special ability to see things invisible to the naked eye and appears to understand hidden meanings. The creature reveals its ability to collect and recreate memories from the past. There isn't much time remaining to complete this important task. The creature communicates through simple sounds like mem and meme while showing these memories. A discussion reveals that Ornix refused to help uncover the history of Castrum Kremnos, but showed interest in giving this special pet to help solve the mystery. The group decides to split up, some heading to Kremnos while others search for Nicodor's weakness. A bard named Lepos shares ancient ballads, including one about Nicodor's madness and Castrum Kremnos vanishing into fog. The song tells of a 1,000-year war, a shattered titan, and plans for a sacred sword vessel to restore glory. The creature helps unlock memories about a commissioned divine sword vessel. The Grand Craftsman agrees to forge it using special materials like Kremnos stones and titan blood, requesting peace for mountain dwellers as payment instead of money. They encounter Domionis, who was previously in trouble with Lady Aglia. Despite past issues, he shares valuable information about visiting Castrum Kremnos during its final festival, noting unusual ceremonial preparations taking place. The group prepares to depart, hoping the mysterious creature will help reconstruct Castrum Kremnos memories. Meanwhile, political tensions surface between Aglia and Elder Kindess regarding prophecies and the role of gods in their society. Times are rapidly changing in this world, requiring adaptation from everyone. During a tense conversation with Elder Kindess, there is discussion of responsibilities and judgment at future council meetings, with veiled threats being exchanged. The situation reflects underlying tensions between different power structures. A supportive conversation takes place where friends express concern about having to face challenges alone. There is dark humor about using golden threads as weapons, which oddly provides comfort. The exchange highlights how humor can help cope with difficult situations. The discussion shifts to serious matters regarding infiltrations within the city. There are hidden currents detected that need handling, but this must be done discreetly to avoid alarming citizens about enemies bypassing the Christ's defenses. The situation requires careful management to prevent panic. Questions arise about Nicodor's loss of divinity and their unusual behavior. There is hope that Castres and an outlander can uncover the truth. Meanwhile, infiltration issues in the lowest city need addressing before they reach the paths. the situation remains manageable but requires swift action. A confrontation occurs with Baltholos, involving discussions about a spirit thief and someone named Cypher. The exchange reveals tensions between demigods and their duties, leading to a chase sequence and attempts at escape. This showcases the complex relationships between different factions. An encounter with a child looking for a lost knucklebone talisman leads to a deeper reflection on innocence and vulnerability. The child's pure perspective provides a stark contrast to the complex adult world, highlighting themes of lost innocence and the need to protect the vulnerable. A serious mission involves dealing with corruption and madness while maintaining public order. Collaboration with an honorable guard shows trust and discretion. This demonstrates the delicate balance between addressing threats and maintaining social stability. A confrontation with Elder Kindes reveals political tensions regarding the governance of the Holy City. Discussions about prophecies, authority, and power dynamics highlight the complex relationship between gods, mortals, and leadership. The exchange ends with determination to save Amphorius through any necessary means. In a tense discussion about an assassin known for purging the Kremnos Arena, it becomes clear that while the Council is not currently an adversary, there are more pressing matters at hand. The group has taken precautions against Nicodor, though these efforts have strained trying to her limits, leaving her with power for only 2 or 3 more gate openings. After that, Trailblaze will take over as gatekeeper, according to their agreement. The prophecy remains as clear as when it first appeared, with golden runes shimmering against the sky and words dancing around Cephaly. However, it stays silent about whether Finan and the others will triumph. The prophecy seems to be just a footnote if the Chosen One truly is Fate's child. The scene shifts to Castrum Kremnos, showing how it appeared before Aquila closed their eyes. The timing appears to be during the final stage of the Kremnos War. While the city appears magnificent, there is an underlying atmosphere of death. The visitors must be careful not to draw attention, as Castrum Kremnos is no leisure spot. A local interaction reveals ongoing competitions and festivals in Nicodor's name. The city is bustling with weapon merchants selling gladiator gear, claiming to have items crafted by the grand craftsman Cartanis. The weapons, despite attempts to hide it, carry traces of death that cannot be easily concealed. Political tensions are evident as discussions reveal divided loyalties between Crown Prince Christos Ser and Maidamos, who some view as a deserter, while others consider the mightiest warrior. King Euripon still rules and aims to awaken the Great Titan, though his eventual fate at Lord Mighty's hands remains unknown to the current population. The city's festival emerges as a key event where victors can gain an audience with the ruler. The time period is confirmed to be during the last years of the Kremnos War, when Castrum Kremnos faced both internal conflicts and the Titan's declining power. The festival requires teams of 3 participants to compete. The trial begins with simple rules. Survival is the only goal. Participants must either triumph and claim glory or perish in Kremnos. The team consisting of Casteris, Neas, and another enters under the 5 virtues of Nicodor: courage, honor, reason, tenacity, and sacrifice. Inside the trial area, the team encounters fewer guards than expected. They discover braziers and mechanisms that appear to be part of a puzzle. A prophecy tablet is found, suggesting the need to use available tools to progress through the challenge. The scene opens with discussion about mysterious devices and Titan's creations scattered throughout Amphorius. There are references to something becoming weak and mentions of dreaming and peace. The conversation has an ominous tone about ancient powers and their current diminished state. Lord Nias appears troubled by being reduced to serving humans. This reveals tension between divine or powerful beings and their current relationship with humanity. The conversation suggests a fall from grace or loss of former status. A gate opens, described as a meaningless challenge meant to test warriors' patience. This seems to be part of some sort of trial or competition. The characters must navigate through these obstacles while maintaining their focus and determination. A dramatic revelation occurs as someone confronts Lord Nias about suppressing their true thoughts and motives. Nias expresses disdain for a king's contrived glory and states their real purpose is to destroy foolishness within Castrum Kremnos. They threaten to send opponents to Thanatos. The group encounters what appears to be a thief or scavenger looting the arena. There is tension as they decide how to handle this situation, leading to a confrontation about the morality of their actions and the presence of blood-stained weapons. The group encounters a mysterious talking lion statue that recognizes a blazing soul among them. The statue speaks of Castrum Kremnos needing salvation and mentions a feeble king plotting something unspeakable. This hints at political intrigue and ancient prophecies. The true mission is revealed. They seek to destroy Nicodor, a titan of strife who has lost reason and aims to create an immortal vessel. The group sees this as a grave danger to future generations of Amphorius. Lord Nias aligns with this goal, suggesting a temporary alliance. Someone attempts to communicate with wandering souls of the sacrificed. These spirits haven't fully passed on and might hold important information. This adds a mystical element to their quest and suggests dark events in the area's past. There are references to seeking and finding, with repetitive spiritual mantras that hint at a deeper quest for knowledge or understanding. The atmosphere grows more intense as participants delve deeper into their mystical exploration. A dark revelation emerges about rituals involving sacrifices to a titan named Nicodor. The participants discuss how orchestrating battles helps control the titan's descent into madness. This shocking method apparently proves effective, though it's considered barbaric. A young female participant, exhausted from guiding souls, interacts with Lord Nias. The process of soul guiding is described as incredibly draining. Meanwhile, there are discussions about an ongoing festival and King Europe's plans. The conversation reveals that priests captured from other city-states are working to seal a titan's soul. There is skepticism about their loyalty and mentions of a special sword vessel from Lippos' ballad that Kartanis crafted. Plans for an attack on Akima are discussed, though resources are limited. The priority remains completing the God King's project. Lord Ornix is revealed to be from a different era, seeking to prevent Amphorius' destruction. Important revelations about divinity being split into 5 parts, with 1 fragment missing. The soul-ferrying process causes intense pain to the guide, who wishes death didn't exist to prevent souls from being stuck in limbo. The group approaches where souls are cast and cut. They encounter a titan's kin that's lost its sanity, leading to a confrontation with an indestructible being. The situation becomes increasingly dangerous. King Euron's plan is revealed, to strip Nicodor of divinity and seal it in a vessel for eternity. This was tested first on Titankin. The soul's fragments are sealed in statues, and reuniting them could restore the Titan's dignity. The scene shifts to a dark future of Kremnos. History has gone wrong and needs correction. Despite time passing, the Titan's soul remains fragmented, and the king's schemes lie buried with them in dust. The final revelation confirms that Nicodor's divinity was split into 5 parts: courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. Only 4 soul-forged statues are present, leaving 1 crucial fragment missing. The quest continues to piece together the complete divinity. The process of sealing Nicodor's divinity begins. Several aspects of their divine power are being sealed away, starting with courage, a testament to their unwavering battle spirit, especially against the mysterious black tide that emerged from dense fog. The sealing ritual begins with voices echoing through the space. The sealing continues with honor being sealed next. This divine aspect represents their refusal to attack enemies from behind and maintaining warrior dignity even when surrounded. The ritual continues with various fragments of divinity being locked away one by one. Tenacity is sealed within the sword vessel. This aspect symbolizes their unyielding will in fighting against an unknown calamity. Despite the black tide's power to corrupt other gods, they remain defiant against the encroaching fog. The final aspect, sacrifice, is sealed. This represents their last act before dormancy, using their body as walls to protect others from the spread of corruption. They understood that if end times arrived, nothing would remain to defend. The story of Nicodor unfolds. They were the first Titan to face the mysterious black tide. Despite their incredible power to destroy archipelagos with a single strike, they could not stop the corruption. Before being fully corrupted, they removed parts of their divinity, especially their reason. Lord Nias reveals their true identity as a fragment of Nicodor's divinity. They explain their plan to reunite with the corrupted soul, knowing it means their own corruption. It's presented as the only way to end the ongoing madness. A final lesson is shared about not despising talent or fearing death. There's discussion about how civilizations grow through strife and suffering teaches resilience. The importance of continuing the fight against the black tide is emphasized. An intense battle begins with various combat sequences and strategic moves. Multiple participants engage in the fight with different abilities and attacks being exchanged. The combat continues to escalate with increasing intensity. The battle concludes with Nicodor's defeat. The land of Amphorius ceases to exist, marking progress toward a prophesied genesis. The city feels empty and unfamiliar without its Titan, leaving behind an eerie silence that marks the end of an era. In the aftermath of an intense battle, there is an agreement with the Titan regarding the core flame. The Kremnos heirs will take the flame to light their path forward. Someone must absorb the flame to become its temporary vessel. After some back-and-forth discussion about who deserves this honor, the decision is made. The process of accepting the core flame turns out to be surprisingly easy and less draining than expected. The group plans to return to Akima to share news of their victory with the demigods. Before leaving, there is a final conversation with Lord Nias and Lord Nicodor about finding Thanatos and reclaiming what was lost since birth. Upon returning to Akima, they report their successful mission to Trebi, with the core flame now safely contained. Fanon expresses doubts about being worthy of this power, suggesting Mighty would be a better candidate given his royal background and experience fighting alongside Nicodor. However, this is precisely why Mighty declined the flame. The group prepares for a crucial ceremony at the Vortex of Genesis, where they will surrender the core flame that belonged to Nicodor. The ritual is unique and unpredictable, since each Titan's divine authority manifests differently. Everyone is advised to rest well before this life-changing event. Reflections emerge about the true nature of glory and survival against impossible odds. Even the god of death seems to have turned away from this challenge, adding another layer of mystery to the upcoming transformation. Despite recommendations to rest before the ritual, sleep proves elusive under the bright lights of Akima. The core flame, once blazing hot, has now cooled significantly in their possession. Questions arise about compatibility with Nicodor and the fairness of such a heavy burden, revealing deep uncertainties about the path ahead. A tense conversation reveals hesitation during a critical moment, though it worked out thanks to Don Hung's timely intervention. The speakers acknowledge feeling fortunate to have had support from others present during this challenging situation. Lord Finion confesses to lying to two demigods about only thinking of the Chrysos era's duty. They discuss how no one can truly fool Glias, who simply chooses to ignore their deceptions. Finion struggles with self-doubt despite defeating Nicodora, wondering if someone ordinary like himself can become a hero. A lighthearted story is shared about failing Trevi's history exam and being punished to clean the Chrysos bath alone for a week. This anecdote provides some comic relief amidst the serious conversation about destiny and duty. Finion expresses nostalgia for his homeland, Ides Elysiae, wishing he could use advanced Kremnoan technology to separate his soul from his body and visit the comforting fields whenever he needed peace. The scene shifts dramatically to a space station setting, described as a base for scientific genius. The speaker enthusiastically discusses elaborate puppets and their resemblance to Madame Herda, though claiming they capture only a fraction of her true beauty. It's revealed that the dramatic setup involves just holograms, not real interactions. Madame Herda discusses the technical challenges of sending messages to Nous, including reconfiguring the entire space station's energy supply and putting it into hibernate mode. A detailed explanation of the audience system reveals its three zones: energy supply, computing, and communications. Each zone operates independently until integrated through the path of erudition. The system requires extensive maintenance and troubleshooting. The energy supply zone maintains ultra-low temperatures to contain the imaginary state energy core. They encounter and defeat corrupted data or system anomalies while working through the technical issues. The computing zone requires massive processing power to attract droid heads' attention. They deal with computing stings, mysterious creatures evolved from propagation, while maintaining the supercomputer's crucial calculations. The final communication zone serves as a bridge between droid head and the space station, using path energy to establish contact. However, this connection comes with risks, as a single glance from droid head could potentially destroy the entire station. While inspecting puppets in the lab, everything seemed fine initially until closer examination of Puppet 2757 revealed concerning issues. The replica personality module and utterly absurd module were mysteriously disabled, despite being enabled by default. This was highly unusual since recent checks confirmed all puppets had these features switched on. The situation quickly escalated when an attack module was found enabled, revealing the presence of mimetic remnants that had corrupted the puppet settings. Multiple puppets, including number 7631 and number 101, were affected. Unfortunately, a factory reset wasn't possible since an absolutely not module prevented any permission bypasses. A battle broke out with the corrupted puppets. Despite instructions to go easy for the sake of the space station, the defective units had to be dealt with through careful combat, avoiding strikes to their faces. The fight revealed more affected puppets deeper in the facility that needed attention. Puppet number 0988 held special significance as the first creation imbued with magical capabilities. This innovative design led to other puppets receiving similar enhanced features. The discovery prompted reflection on the evolution of puppet engineering and its challenges. After dealing with problems across 3 areas, a hidden threat emerged. A thief had been secretly observing everything. The mirrors detected this intruder, revealing them to be a parasite attempting to steal memories and manipulate the audience system. The confrontation with the thief revealed deeper stakes involving the Genius Society and imaginary leakage phenomenon. Despite the thief's pleas and offers to reveal garden secrets, their attempt to access Noosa's memories was thwarted. As punishment, they were trapped in a mirror. After rebooting the audience system, strange voices emerged from the path space. The communications seemed to use binary arithmetic, creating confusion about their source and meaning. The situation became increasingly mysterious as more unusual signals were detected. The situation took another turn, with signs of laboratory intruders. Despite warnings and interruptions, there was determination to push forward to reach Droid Head. However, interference continued through what appeared to be harmony tricks and strange voices. An intense discussion takes place about stopping an audience experiment. Someone is insisting on halting it despite the high costs of rebooting the system. The key concern is that when Droid Head looks at the space station, the energy blast could kill 2 intruders. The speaker emphasizes that while experiments can be repeated, human lives cannot be restored. Madame Herta wakes up to find 2 unexpected visitors. She expresses frustration that her plan has been ruined. The visitors explain they entered through an unlocked door and were investigating a blackout in the space station. One visitor is recognized from the Astral Express, while the other, Sunday, is revealed to be a Harmony Pathstrider. The conversation shifts to discuss Amphorius. Madame Herta mentions checking the simulated universe for information, finding many results, including something about a divine Amphorius team changing their crest emblem. The visitors explain they're in a difficult situation. They've lost contact with 2 companions in Amphorius, and another is suffering from a mysterious illness. The scene transitions to what appears to be a ritual ceremony. Participants invoke the 12 Titans, described as pillars of the world, seeking their divinity to heal world rifts. They speak of filling their bodies with golden blood in service to a prophecy. A ritual begins with someone named Phanem. Despite Lord Mighty's absence, they proceed with what is described as a comrade's ascension ritual. The ceremony involves the Kremnos Arena and discusses returning the 7th core flame that once belonged to Nicodor, the Lance of Fury. The ritual continues as a manifestation of the prophecy appears to test Binan's worthiness to inherit divine authority. The entity challenges Binan to prove their indestructible will by overcoming their deepest fears. Binan accepts this trial of divinity, determined to become the god that Amphorius needs. Concerns arise about Finance's hesitation during the ritual. The manifestation detected his wavering heart. Other participants discuss how every Kremnos heir has flaws except Finan, who is considered a perfect vessel for divinity. They believe he will eventually lead everyone through the gates of the miracle. A backstory reveals that Finan lost everything in his youth, his home, family, and friends. The prophecy gave him new purpose as a Kremnos, but he struggles between this new mission and his desire for revenge. The narrative emphasizes that fear cannot be overcome with swords alone. In a peaceful village called ID Zalesia, a conversation unfolds about the outside world. The grandparents warn about bad people beyond their village borders, mentioning ongoing wars. A young villager expresses desire to be a hero, though acknowledging their current scope is limited to being a hero just within their small village. A deeper discussion emerges about potentially becoming a deliverer if the village ever needs to be left behind. The concept seems to cause anxiety about leaving the familiar surroundings. However, reassurance is given that ID Silesii remains peaceful and protected from outside threats. The mood lightens as an invitation to play with fairies is extended. Excitement builds about reclaiming a lost wooden sword from previous fairy encounters. The scene concludes with a heartfelt wish that their world never requires a deliverer, highlighting the current peace they enjoy. The scene shifts to a domestic setting where food preparation is underway. Pom Pom has thoughtfully prepared a special bland meal for March, who isn't feeling well. Someone named Himiko is asked to deliver the meal, with a specific instruction against serving coffee to the unwell person.